What's up, everybody? He's Kyle.
He's Kyle, and together we are the Kyle High Club.
I've prepared a presentation.
And I have no idea what this presentation is.
You do, because you've seen the thumbnail, so we're just going to go right into it.
I can't wait.
Today we are going to be answering the question.
Okay.
How would the backyard baseball kids do?
Oh my god! Already, Kenny Kawaguchi. I'm putting him as my winner
Okay,
pick.
this is exactly what I was hoping for.
All right, great. Let's do this.
So, what I've done here is I've gone through all 30 backyard kids.
Okay.
I've talked about how I think they would do in a hypothetical season of Survivor. So they're not playing against each other. This is if you were to take them and just drop them into any random season of Survivor. Just plop them into Philippines.
Okay.
Maybe not Philippines.
Maybe not Philippines.
I've also gone ahead and given each one a real-life Survivor one-to-one comparison.
Interesting.
Someone who, in all of U.S. Survivor, I think encapsulates each kid the most.
I think, hang on, I have one guess off the bat.
Please.
You'll have to remind me his name. The person you chose to compare to Pete Wheeler is, I think it's Carter.
You know, from Philippines?
Yes, from Philippines.
Rice fuser.
Yes! We're gonna start right off. We're going in alphabetical order. We're starting with Achmed Khan. I've put all their stats on here.
I think that there's a close translation to each of these things, batting, running, pitching, and fielding,
Ooh, okay.
that we could sort of together.
Batting is outwit.
Yes! Running is outlast. Pitching is outplay.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Outwit, outplay, outlast, outfield. I think Achmed is a pretty likable dude.
I think he's very likable.
I think he's gonna make some friends. I unfortunately think that he is a little bit unserious.
I think he's unserious, and if I may, I think he's not a good listener.
So true.
Yeah, I think he would
Yeah.
miss out on a lot of subtle clues that someone's gonna, like, betray him.
I agree. He's not locked in.
Yeah.
Playing air guitar in the outfield all the time.
I could see him surviving 1 or 2 votes if he's like kind of on a losing tribe that goes to a lot of early tribals.
Interesting.
But if he goes to like a tribe swap, I think he might be in trouble. I don't know that I could see him making merge.
I feel that Achmed is such good vibes that I think you want him around and he's not really a threat. I think Achmed is a 0 vote finalist.
Whoa. Ahmed screams loyalty to me. I think he could find himself in a very strong alliance up top, but if he swaps or if he loses his numbers, I don't think he has room to go from there. Are we considering that Achmed is in like an old school season, or are we talking like the new era?
Great
Because
question.
I think Achmed does better in the new era than he
I
does.
do think Achmed does better in the new era. As a rule, let's say new era. That might change some of the one-to-one comparisons I've made.
So all of these are new era. Like we turn on season 51 and Ahmed Khan.
I think Achmed's real-life Survivor comparison is Ben from 46.
Yeah, 100% it's Ben from 46. Well, that makes me sad to think that Ahmed's gonna have recurring nightmares that take a toll on his sanity.
All right, we're moving on to Amir Khan.
Do we see these two, Ahmed and Amir, and this goes for every sibling pairing, do we see them in a blood versus water type season if
Fantastic question.
If
I
they did
thought
a blood
about
versus
this.
water in the new era?
That might be a fun little thing to add to the siblings is how would they do in blood versus water. I think these two, if we're gonna do a blood versus water comparison, are Drew and Alec.
Oh, interesting. I think Amir, if he's put in a season next to Ahmed, Amir crushes Ahmed. Amir does like a Sierra style vote for your loved one.
Fascinating.
Because Amir, while he looks up to Ahmed kind of doesn't give as much of a shit about Amir a lot of the time. Amir's coming into this with something to prove.
I agree. I think Amir needs someone who's his ride or die. Amir, fun fact, in backyard baseball, plays better if he's on a team with Achmed. His stats increase. That does not happen for Achmed. I think Amir also is a little bit insecure.
100%.
This either can manifest in his gameplay as an early boot because he doesn't do what he needs to do, or it can be like a whole growth thing. But I do think Amir is like mid to late game. I don't think he makes the end. I think Amir becomes a threat along the way, and his journey is one of like, I didn't need to win, I found myself out here.
Oh, yeah, that would be it. Which would disappoint me, but at the same time, he genuinely would have a great season's arc. I think he would come in as one of the least threats of the whole game and become one of the biggest threats to win the game.
I could not agree more that Amir becomes a threat along the way, and for this reason, I think he's David from Millennial.
100% he's David. I see like 6th, maybe even 5th for Amir.
Yeah, Amir gets that sad music when he's voted out.
Before we continue, we do need to, there's a new metric we need to add that I'm just realizing.
Okay.
If this is their first season, do they get another season?
Yeah,
Ahmed
that's such a fun
doesn't,
question.
Amir does. Keep
like
a
that.
tally on the screen. We're gonna put a tally in, we're gonna
Can't
put
tell
it
me shit to add in editing.
right here above my head. Currently it's 1-1. Amir gets another season, Achmed does not.
Perfect. The tally's just going to be around your head.
Yeah, it's gonna be right, and it's here the whole time.
Moving on to Angela Del Vecchio.
Angela's got a lip. Angela's gonna be a talker for sure. I see her, not to do the comparisons too fast, but I see her as like an Eliza type. Big personality at camp, but I think with that wild card energy, she could be used as a sort of shield. She's either going to go very early in the game, or she uses her lip to her advantage.
I see Angela as a challenge liability.
100%.
Well, I mean, check those stats. She can't run, she can't catch.
She's getting sit out a lot early on.
But I think Angela could be underestimated because of that. I think she is like an outgoing, social, likable person who's also honest, which is refreshing on Survivor.
Well, I don't know, because she can be brash. She
can be brash.
Angela is a hard personality to ignore.
I agree. I think that she's not the typical, like, good Survivor player, but I think that she can win Survivor.
That'd be interesting. If she did win, she would definitely be a very divisive winner, I think. I think it would be a close vote.
I think it would be very divisive. I think that Angela's real-life Survivor counterpart is Sandra.
Whoa, wait a minute. Let's not get too hasty. I agree in that they both have very brash personalities, and they aren't even challenge threats.
Yeah.
But I think Angela's emotions might get control of her. Sandra has a very good ability to blow up when it's the right time to do so. I'm thinking like her argument with Johnny Fairplay back in season 7, or even like saying like, I'm against you, Russell. Like Angela would pull those moves. I worry that if Angela becomes on the outs, she would scramble and it would come off like scrambling. Like,
the thing is, Sandra was on the outs for most of Heroes vs. Villains, and that's, I think, ultimately why she won.
But that wasn't her first season.
Yes, that's fair. That's a good point.
I can see Angela getting another season for sure if she goes deep into her first. I don't know if I see the Sandra comparison. I'm still thinking like an Eliza maybe.
One more point that I think might make you see Angela as Sandra.
Sure.
Fucking hates Tony.
Now that's Annie Fraser.
Annie Fraser.
I'm sorry. I can't see a world in which Annie makes it far.
I can actually kind of see
Really?
that.
Walk me through your
That's
vision,
not
then.
where I ended up, but I don't hate it. I think Annie, yes, lacks a killer instinct. She's way too peaceful, way too let's all get along, just not cut out for Survivor at all. I do think people will like her. She's very kind.
I could see it. She does have a likable personality, but she's also kind of plain.
Yeah, I think Annie gets like 6 confessionals total all season.
She doesn't get much in the early season, and then whatever episode she gets the boot, they're gonna show her doing some quirky shit.
Yes.
There's something goofy, like my enemies be plotting, but I don't see Annie making it far at all.
I think, the second you see an Annie confessional at the merge, you know it's her time.
She's not making merge.
I think she might make merge because she's such an inoffensive player.
I suppose, but even,
I feel like
know.
the pre-merge is the time to boot the people who are sticking their heads up. I think Annie could make it far by being loyal to her starting tribe.
Yeah.
I do see her as mid-merge. I think I see Annie as like the casualty of someone else's winning move.
No, Annie gets idled out, I think. I think they're going after a much bigger target. They put way too many votes and split maybe even on another person. Annie is the victim of unfortunate circumstance, I'm sure of it.
I agree. I'm not married to the one that I'm not married to any of these Survivor players, but I'm not married to the Survivor player that I chose as Annie's comparison. But I went with Jeffra from Kageyan.
You know what? Sure. I don't know much about Jeffra other than that, so I can see it happening 100%.
This was just Tony flipped and took out Jeffra. I think the story of Annie's elimination will be the story of someone else's move.
Yeah. Not a chance.
Annie does not get brought back.
Chance. She gets brought back for another season.
Next up, we got Ashley Weber.
Ooh. I'm going to be curious what we have to say about Ashley that we won't have to say about Sydney.
So, here's the thing. I scoured the internet for any difference between Ashley and Sydney.
Is there not?
There is fucking not, dude. These two are the same.
What?
They have identical stats. There are hidden stats in the game. They have the exact same hidden stats.
Huh.
I swear to God, I remember from like being a kid, I thought one of them was left-handed. But nope. To be silly, I put a picture of Sydney on the Ashley Weber.
Oh, motherfucker!
Even the developers at Humongous Entertainment didn't give a shit to change it. Yeah, so we're gonna do them at the same time.
Strong physical competitors for sure. I would be curious if they wore their athleticism on their sleeve or if they wouldn't.
I feel like they can't not, you know? I do think because of that, they're gonna be too visible of a target.
I think so.
I feel like they just go mid-merge. They're kept around early because they're strong challenge performers. They probably don't lose a lot of pre-merge immunities.
Once it comes time for like the merge, I think they definitely win an early immunity, but I think they get the boot because they won that early immunity and tried to steer the game in a direction of their choosing.
Again, I'm open to a different comparison here, but I think Ashley and or Sydney Weber is Andrea.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure.
Some people just walk into Survivor as threats, and I feel like Andrea could play Survivor 100 times, and she always gets like 9th through 4th.
100%, yeah.
Blood versus Water, how do they do?
Blood versus Water is interesting. I think they get the Nadia Natalie treatment, that one of them goes early, one of them goes deeper, but even still, I don't think one of them wins.
Neither of them get another season.
They probably have like a handful of diehard fans.
There's a couple of like Ashley Weber fan edits.
Yeah, a couple.
All right. We got a spin-off alert.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
a spin-off alert?
At certain points while I was researching for this video, I was made aware of a spin-off backyard game that was too absurd not to talk about.
What?
We're gonna pivot from Survivor for a moment to talk about junior sports basketball for the PS2. In junior sports basketball, for seemingly no reason, they just renamed 13 of the kids.
What the hell?
These are the names, and I'll just let you take those in.
Demelza Kersey, damn! Linus Dinkins.
I knew you would love Linus
Linus Dinkins is mean. They didn't have to do that to Dim. Jocinda Sanchez here is interesting
So
because
here's a fun fact.
Please.
I looked it up because I was like, what is that name? And it's not a name, but it's not even a word. But technically, if you take the suffix inho in Portuguese, it means little. And if you put it onto the word pelo, which means hair, they've renamed him Little Hair Sanchez. I just had to tell you about this.
I appreciate you telling me about this.
We're going to get back on track. We're going to move on to Demelza Kersey. I mean, Billie Jean Blackwood.
Oh, but of course. Billie Jean Blackwood, I think, does very well.
Yeah, okay.
She has like a southern accent, yeah?
Yeah, she's Bayou girly.
Yeah, she's a Bayou girly. She does very well. Survival is not a problem for Billie Jean here. I think I see her as a JT type.
Ooh.
I think she does very well physically, very well socially, but is just a little quirky and a little out there enough that they're not seen as a threat by more people than see her as an ally.
Okay, wow, we went different directions.
I could be
do
wrong.
think she's likely pretty loyal.
I can already tell for sure. Billie Jean makes it far, and Billie Jean gets another season.
I do
100%.
think she makes a deep run. I don't think she has much win equity, but I'm open to having this discussion because I was not entirely sure with Billie Jean. I went back and forth a lot.
I think Billie Jean is a damn good strategist and hides it well. People are going to be seeing her as a threat, maybe even using her as a meat shield, but it's going to be hard to get Billie Jean out. And I know for sure this girl's finding an idol. For sure
Billie Jean's finding an idol.
100% she finds an idol.
You've changed me a little bit.
I'm telling you, I think Billie Jean is JT.
This is one of the weaker ones comparison-wise. I was not strong on this. I just went with it because I had to pick something. I went with Whitney from South Pacific. She's most notable, I think, for telling Cochran she was disgusted with him after he flipped on their original tribe.
I remember now, yeah.
I leaned heavily into the loyalty on Billie Jean with this comparison.
I see. I think she could win, frankly, Billie Jean, but
I'm open to that.
But I think it might be a close vote.
I'm happy to be wrong.
Dante Robinson.
Dante Robinson.
Here we go. So Dante loves food.
He does love food.
He could not handle starving, but I think it goes worse than that.
Bro absolutely loves food.
This dude, fuck the other 3 pictures. I want to talk about him eating this burger.
I love the burger pic so much.
First of all, he started with the fries, which who does that?
Yes, he did start with the fries. I didn't catch that.
He is doing like that face of like, oh, so good. He's eating that box as Winnie the Pooh eats honey.
I eat the box like Winnie the Pooh eats
My
honey.
man.
That's not going in the video.
Why not?
I don't think Dante can handle starving at all.
No, not at all. But I think it goes more than that. I think Dante becomes a villain of the season. He's breaking coconut etiquette, banana etiquette, reward food etiquette. People are going to start calling him out, and he's going to turn on them. He needs to win out pre-merge.
I think he needs every reward he can possibly get. He needs his tribe to have the fishing kit. He needs the spices. He needs the coffee, the fruits. He needs all of it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, I think he has a meltdown. But otherwise, I think he's just early merge. At absolute best.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because he is still pretty decent physically. I could see his tribe keeping him around to win challenges. Like,
I can see
I can see them following a mentality of like, you feed Dante, he'll feed us.
Dante does not come back.
I don't know, it depends on how much personality he brings to the table, but yeah, most likely he doesn't come back.
As his real-life Survivor counterpart, I chose Cole from season 35.
Whoa, interesting. Why Cole?
Cole was so hungry.
Why didn't you pick Liz?
I don't think Dante would scream like Liz did.
Okay, that's fair. Also, Liz can't
Cole
eat.
got like cranky. He got like short with Ben. Passed out at one point because he was so hungry.
That's a great point.
Cole became sort of the figurehead for who are we mad at in this merge tribe.
That's a great point. I can see that.
Alternatively, pizza shirt.
Pizza shirt!
Next up, we got Dmitry Petrovich.
Oh, this guy's making a lot of enemies.
Excuse me, Linus Dinkins.
Now, okay, Dmitry goes one of two ways. He's either season 45 Brandon, where like this guy sucks in challenges. He's annoying to be around. He's too emotional. He thinks he's smart, but he can't do puzzles or he can't succeed on journeys, and he just gets an early boot. And
You gotta be
he's just,
careful. He watches stuff like this.
I'm sure he's nice. I'd get a beer with him.
You'd have to carry the beer to the table.
Dimitri either goes that route, or in a much less likely world, he could become like a Christian. He has so much personality and smarts, and he kind of couples both of them. But truthfully speaking, I just don't think he's got the juice.
Well, Dimitri, I think he studies the game.
Oh, yeah.
This dude has a notebook with every single vote.
This guy knows like the star sign.
I didn't choose Worlds Apart Max as my comparison for him,
But it would
he
be
has
safe.
Max knowledge.
No, I think Max is a little, please underline a little when I say this, a little cooler than Dimitri. Dimitri would probably do horrible in the outdoors.
He plays sports. He's pretty good with the sports.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
He studies the game. I think he's also resourceful. He eats pace, canonically. I think, honestly, Dimitri, I think he gets, like, sniped.
I can't see a road for him to get to mid-merge. Unless
feel-
people carry him there.
I think once you get to know him, he's not as nerdy as you thought he would be.
See, I think he's visibly
man.
nerdy, and he's somehow more nerdy when you get 4 pens in his pocket on the
Absolutely.
field. He doesn't even got one of those Bic multicolors that I
He
like.
could have the multicolor.
He could have a Bic multicolor.
He could just have one pen.
And this is why I also don't think he makes it past merge, because I think there's an equal argument to say, like, oh, he's a strategist, because
Wow.
he's very smart. Like, visibly, he's smart.
My real world Survivor comparison, I went with Christian.
Yeah. I see it. I also see the other end of the coin with Brandon. Christian
see it.
Christian is this best case scenario.
Yes, there is another world. You put Christian on a different season, I think he goes very early. Dimitri comes back.
No, not at
Dimitri
all.
makes a deep run.
Dimitri in your world, where he's a Christian
Where he's
type, comes
Christian,
back.
yeah, that's true.
Dimitri in my world does not come back at all. I think there's too much working against him.
One of my favorite sentences on the Backyard Baseball wiki, which I read too much of, is, "It is revealed in Backyard Skateboarding that Dimitri can speak Esperanto."
Wow.
Citation needed.
Okay. Can't they all speak whatever language the game is translated to?
That's our Esperanto speaking boy.
All right. That's our Esperanto rep. Spin off a word!
I forgot that was coming up next. Today we got
Oh,
Backyard Sports
no.
Sandlot Sluggers for
Oh,
the Nintendo Wii.
no.
This kid with the B on his shirt, that's Pablo Sanchez.
That's Pablo?
The kid on the mound with the ball?
Is that Tony Del Vecchio?
No, that's this kid. That's Jimmy Knuckles.
Whoa! Is he wearing a puka shell necklace?
He is. Jimmy Knuckles with his sideways baseball hat is the captain of the Bullies.
Who's the general? Who's the lieutenant?
He's the team captain. His baseball team is called
the
the
Bullies.
So in Sandlot Sluggers, canonically, Jimmy Knuckles, he first appears in Sandlot Sluggers and he terrorized all the kids into quitting baseball.
Terrorized.
Soon, a new kid, that's you, the player, came to town and rounded up all the other captains for a showdown against Knuckles and his cronies.
I see. He's like the antagonist of this game.
So this game has a story mode.
Oh.
All the kids quit baseball, so you have to go to all the kids. You got to go to.
You gotta convince them
You got
to
to go to Vicky
relive their
Kawaguchi.
love of the sport.
Yeah, you have to beat each one of them in a baseball game, and then they will join your team, Mario Sluggers style.
How? I
and
would
move
already
around the
need
map with
8
you.
to convince without that.
They got generic kids just sitting around waiting to play
No kid's
first base.
generic. Hey.
There are plenty of generic kids in the Backyard Baseball universe.
That's despicable to me.
Judy Abunza is.
Yeah.
You're telling me Brenda Marquardt is special?
Hey, they have
Chico
a name.
Papas?
They have names.
On the wiki, off to the side, like where they have birthday, etc. They will also have canon family members and friends.
Okay.
And for Jimmy Knuckles, we've got family NA, friends unknown.
Okay, so he might have friends, but he definitely doesn't have family.
Not have family.
So Jimmy Knuckles is going on Survivor, yeah?
Yeah, Jimmy Knuckles on Survivor.
Okay.
Jimmy Knuckles' real life Survivor counterpart, Russell Hantz.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's not even close. He's a bully. Yeah.
They're even shaped the same.
Yeah. Wait, no, there is a better answer. And his name is John Rocker.
Wow!
Baseball player
Baseball.
and a piece of shit.
Baseball player who's an asshole. I like the idea that he's at like Ekman Acres. And he's like, take all this stuff down and let's fight.
He's saying to Angela Del Vecchio.
Yeah, if I were a man, I would knock his teeth out. Moving on.
Thank you for introducing me to Jimmy Knuckles.
Absolutely. We got Ernie Steele.
Truthfully speaking, I didn't pick Ernie much in my
fair.
gameplays of Backyard Baseball, so I don't know terribly much about him.
He's goofball. He
Okay.
considers himself the class clown. He's always laughing. He might end up being a natural leader.
He's the tallest kid,
He's
yeah?
pretty charismatic. I think he is one of the tallest kids.
Then I think you're right that he
Billie
would be a
Jean's
natural
the
leader.
tallest kid, but Ernie's like, I think, top 3. I think that Ernie just gets targeted pretty early by the opposing tribe. I think at merge,
yeah.
when the tribes, especially if they didn't swap, when they merge together, I think Ernie is the most visible target from the original tribe in that first couple of votes before lines start to blur.
I think we might be thinking the same player for Ernie.
Interesting. Who are you thinking?
Tyson.
Oh, I said Greg.
Oh, very similar
Tyson's
kind
a good pull. I think Ernie's just a little too goofy.
I think that would also be Ernie's downfall. He would be a good player, but I think he would just take it just a tiny little less seriously than he should in the moment that he needs to.
Yeah.
I think he does get sniped when he doesn't expect it.
I'd
Big
like to see
blindside.
Greg on something like other than Borneo. Like
Yes.
even if Greg were on like season 6, season 7, where there's a little bit of a precedent for how to play Survivor, I think Greg could do really well.
Oh, 100%.
He had
yeah.
the disadvantage of no one having ever done this before.
Yeah. I don't think Ernie gets another season.
Ernie, I don't think gets another season.
I think
I think
pretty-
Ernie gets asked back. I think Ernie turns it down.
Gretchen
We
Hasselhoff.
got Gretchen Hasselhoff. Girl's a yapper.
Yeah. You know, Debbie. Let's cut to the chase.
Debbie! I think Gretchen is just gonna get herself in trouble. She's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
stop talking. She's
Yeah.
jabberjaw.
She could also, she's definitely going to be a wild card type, but that's what's interesting about Gretchen is that could go a million ways. It kind of depends on who's on her tribe, who she
I
gets
feel like
swapped with.
Gretchen leaks plans. Gretchen can't be trusted. I feel like Gretchen is an incredibly early boot.
The only reason I think Gretchen could be a little further than an early boot, who she wants to vote for will be predictable. Somebody's going to get onto her nerves and she will come guns blazing after them and say to everyone in her tribe, I want this person out.
In your world, I can see why you're saying Debbie. I went with Jenny from Co Wrong.
Whoa.
She only went because she talked herself into a corner at this tribal.
That's true. And there aren't many players that do that. That is more rare than I think is recognized. Getting the target shifted onto you at that tribal.
I feel like a key thing about Survivor is knowing when to shut up, and I just feel like Gretchen doesn't have that in her.
Doesn't get called back for another season.
Next up, we got Jocinda Smith. I think Jocinda's one of the best athletes in the game. She's one of the best hitters. She's putting up runs. Sure, the running is not there, but that doesn't entirely matter when you're knocking it out of the park 9 times out of 10. And a fantastic fielder as well. I think she's one of the best athletes. She's also respected by the other kids.
That's true.
A lot of the kids like her. I think Jocinda's built to win this game.
Whoa, now that's interesting. I think she would have trouble managing her threat level because she is such a competitor, because she is so physically adept. And everything I know about Jocinda Smith is that she does not hide how much she knows about the game. I think she is built to win this game, but she is too built to win this game. She's too
Interesting. She's too good.
visibly built to win this game. She's going to fall just short of making Final Tribal.
Interesting. I feel like Jocinda's going to find her people, lock in with them, go deep, have a stranglehold on the game.
Are you thinking of her as like a Kim Spradlin type?
Interesting. I can see that. That is not who I chose, but that is a good comparison.
See, I see Jocinda lining herself with the other strong players. She's definitely like a
Yes.
like she finds the athletes, she finds the big men, the strong women, and goes as far as with them as she can.
I went with D from 45.
Wow. Now,
You hate it.
I agree that that's the type of player that you just described, but I think there might be more big personalities against her than she can vibe with. I could see a troop rallied against Jocinda, but she
do
would
see
definitely
that.
get another season, for
Jocinda
sure.
gets another season.
For sure.
100%. I think Jocinda has what it takes to win.
I think so as well, but I don't think she'd get it on her first try. I could see her winning her second season.
Wow.
I think she needs to learn from some mistakes she's going to make out there that
Okay.
she can't prep for.
A Jeremy, a Cambodia winner.
Yes, that's a Jeremy right there.
Next up, we got Jorge Garcia.
Ooh, Jorge goes, Jorge or Raj here.
Yeah, Raj Chandrasekhar.
I can't get a read on Jorge.
Oh.
Damn it, I see him winning one or maybe even two crucial immunities.
Oh, wow.
I see him winning that one immunity that changes the course of the game.
Wow, okay. We differ.
Let's see. Again, Jorge could go any number of ways.
Jorge Garcia, according to the Backyard Games themselves, is the 7th richest child
What?
in the world.
Oh, this is Mike White. From what? Where does his money come from?
His
Is it-
parents.
What do his parents do? Like, what's his industry?
They make money.
Okay, like, are they stockbrokers? Are they Russell Hand's oil tycoon? Is this blood money?
It might be blood money.
Oh, no.
It might be blood money.
Okay.
Jorge also, canonically, hates getting dirty.
Uh-oh, okay. Now, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's one thing I think we're overlooking that is crucial here, and that's Jorge, despite being the 7th richest child in the world, has a lot of friends.
He has a lot of friends.
He has a lot of friends. He's invited to baseball all the time.
The wiki said that he doesn't have many friends because he's condescending to the other kids.
Oh, so he's still being invited despite being kind of a
It's
drag?
interesting because I do wonder why he gets invited then. This is invite only, this league. That is true. Later on, we will see a kid who only gets invited because they have something.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it is canonically an invite-only league.
Okay, well, yeah, this is setting up against Jorge at this point.
Jorge, he's lived in comfort his whole life. He hates getting dirty. I think Jorge quits.
Yeah, listen, I'm trying to be a contrarian. I think you're right. It's a shame.
I think we're looking at Colton.
Oh, no. Jorge quits.
Yeah.
Doesn't get another season.
Jorge does not get another season.
Which is wild, because Colton did.
Next up, we got Kenny Kawaguchi.
Yeah, the
That's
GOAT!
the one
Kenny
you've been waiting
Kawaguchi! Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What are we imagining for him in challenges?
I
Because we've
feel-
never had a wheelchair player on Survivor.
I feel like the challenges will be suited to accommodate him and any other
Okay,
player.
for
Because
the
the
sake of-
Backyard Sports League always makes it work.
Okay, cool. Dude, if there's one thing I know about Kenny, he's got drive and
Yeah.
personality.
Totally.
Kenny goes deep.
Yeah, I think the game of Survivor is so much more than challenges. I think challenges are the smallest part of the game of Survivor.
Yes.
And Kenny has everything else and is still a really good athlete.
Yes. His personality is so large and
Yes.
so welcoming that, like, dude, Kenny was
Yeah.
built for Survivor.
Yeah, he's cool as hell.
He's cool as hell.
He's also a very strong performer.
Yeah.
Everything we've talked about. I think Kenny is built for Survivor.
Yeah.
I feel like Kenny makes a deep run. Kenny's problem is he's too good.
I can see that.
I think he's going to get seen as a winner threat and just sniped right before he can make it to the end.
I think they're going to try to snipe him and they can't. I think
It's
he's going to
possible.
win Final 5 immunity. He wins the fire making challenge.
Yeah.
Perfect game. I see a perfect game for Kenny Kawaguchi.
This is another one where the fact that we're doing New Era actually maybe changes my comparison because I went with Maddie from Gabon.
Oh, interesting. No, I get it. I see it.
Yeah.
I need to think of a winner that I can compare Kenny to.
Sure. Kenny's a likable dude, someone who wins off of charisma. Maybe a Jeremy.
No, not a Jeremy. More
Fabio,
friendly.
maybe?
Fabio, no, because Fabio's game was kind of flawed.
JT.
JT, maybe. Ethan.
Ethan.
That's an Ethan
I
right there.
can see Ethan
Yep.
for Kenny. I like that a lot.
He gets another season, 100%.
100%
There's
Kenny
not a
gets
world
another
in
season.
my mind where Kenny doesn't win and becomes like a fan favorite
Kenny
winner.
is a 3 or 4 time player.
He's on the Hall of Fame. He's
Kenny-
up there with Parvati and
Yeah.
Sandra and Tony.
Kenny kicks Rob off Rushmore.
Yes!
Oh yeah. Weasel alert.
Uh-oh.
We got a weasel. Specifically, Walter Weasel.
Now,
So this is Walter Weasel.
hi, Walter Weasel.
Of Walter Weasel World, where the kids go in backyard football after they win the Super Colossal Cereal Bowl.
Cool.
Originally, I thought this image is so funny.
This is a very funny image.
Dude in the suit, Kenny rolled up on his foot. I just thought this image was funny. I'm going to put it in the presentation. But then I thought it might be fun to look at all of the other photos of the kids in Walter Weasel World.
Okay.
And to see where else we can find Walter Weasel. We have a photo of Kenny's sister, Vicky Kawaguchi, with Walter Weasel.
Oh, okay.
And they're dancing together. We have this image of Vicky Kawaguchi and the other image of Kenny Kawaguchi. These are the only 2 kids who are seen interacting with Walter Weasel. And as proof, here are the other 28 kids at Walter Weasel World.
Oh my God.
I put Ashley on here twice.
Oh, poor Dobbs down there having a bit of a cry on the swing.
Yeah, he sucked.
Wait, this is a lot to... Pablo's just walking under the turnstile because he's so short. And Pete Wheeler's in the restroom line having the time of his life.
These are great. I love that Tony found a motorcycle on the merry-go-round. So yeah, Walter Weasel, not in any of these photos. You might think, aren't Achmed and Amir jamming out with Walter Weasel? That's the Walter Weasel World Band, which Walter Weasel is the front man of, but
I
he's
see.
not there because he's too busy fucking around with the Kawaguchis.
Yeah, he only likes the Kawaguchi.
Which raises the question, what does Walter Weasel want with the Kawaguchis?
That's a great question. Clear the words. There's one very important detail that we need to know, and it's that he's holding both of their hands. Something to do with their hands and holding them.
Interesting.
I don't trust Walter
What
Weasel.
does he want? I don't trust Walter Weasel either, and I'm glad you said something.
Is Walter Weasel pre-merge boot? Let's move on.
In the new era, they're not letting Walter Weasel slide.
Oh no, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the new era, Walter Weasel doesn't get cast.
Kiesha Phillips.
Walter Weasel gets fired from his job. Kiesha Phillips.
Kiesha Phillips.
Keisha does great. Look at those physical stats.
I think Kiesha does great.
I put Keisha on my team every single time. The GOAT of my team every single time.
Yeah, rightfully so.
This feels crazy to do back to back. Kiesha wins. Kiesha is another winner. She's tough. She can outlast. She's going to get a lot of misfortune thrown at her, and she's going to take it on the chin like a champ.
Kiesha Phillips gets freaking oolonged.
Yeah, Kiesha Phillips gets oolonged and survives.
Kiesha belongs on Karor. Strong physical player. Also liked by the other kids.
Yeah.
Everything you want in a Survivor player.
Oh, yeah?
I unfortunately, something tells me Keisha's going to be visibly a threat, and I think she's going to get sniped.
Oh.
Like a key vote like 7.
That's true, but even then, some of those don't come to fruition.
It's true. I think with a clutch immunity, Kiesha can win. I looked at winner comparisons, I looked at finalist comparisons, and I looked at like mid-merge snipe comparisons. I had a lot of trouble with this. I had to text someone and be like, who do you think Kiesha Phillips is in the
Yeah,
Survivor
this is
universe?
tough. There aren't a lot of players like her.
I went with Noelle.
That's fair.
By I went, I mean my friend Chris, thank you Chris, told me Noelle, and I said, that sounds right.
You know who I could see? I could see Chrissy being
Chrissy from
Kiesha.
35.
Yeah, I could see Kiesha playing a Chrissy style game. She aligns herself well early on and then loses that momentum, but pushes through with a fiery sprint to the end.
Yeah, I think Kiesha might have even been like more ingrained socially than Chrissy, because she was on the bottom for quite a while.
Kiesha, love you.
Kiesha absolutely gets invited back. Kimmy Achmed.
Now, this is probably the backyard baseball kid I know the least about.
Well,
I've never picked Kimmy once, and frankly, I have no idea what she's about.
Let me tell you about her. She sucks.
Oh, care to elaborate?
Yeah. So here is from Backyard Baseball, 2002, I believe. They moved him to out of 10 instead of out of 4. The final sentence is what's interesting here. To tell the truth, Kimmy's probably only allowed in the league because her backyard, Ekman Acres, is such a great field.
Oh, she lives there. She's
just-
the one that has something
Yes.
that she brings that
Yes.
she can come
They're
up
just
and play.
using her because she has a great place to play.
Unfortunately, when her sugar supply runs low, so
Yes.
does she.
Yep.
This is Liz.
Wow.
She becomes very cranky when she doesn't have her food supply. She's not a challenge threat at all. I will say, Kimmy probably sucks more than Liz. Liz, I actually very much, I don't want you to take this as me having a personal opinion on you, Liz, if you ever see this, which you won't.
Liz, hey, if you're not Liz, click off.
Let's go get Applebee's, Liz, on me.
Yeah, you can't afford it.
You can't afford it, Liz.
can't afford it,
You already
Liz.
got your million. You can't afford it.
Yeah, I think Kimmy's only kept around for convenience.
Yeah.
I think she's like mid to late merge.
Yep,
I
does
think-
not get another season.
Yeah, I think Kimmy is just, again, like Annie, the casualty of someone else's big move. I feel that Kimmy is Crystal from
Nope, I'm right.
Gabon.
I'm righter. I think this is Liz 100%.
I know, I agree. I went with Crystal because of Kimmy's proximity to sports. You would think she'd be better at challenges.
That's fair. Lisa Crockett. This is also kind of Liz. Wait, no. Sorry. Fuck everything I just said. Literally throw it out. This is Chaos Cass. Wow!
I'm gonna blaze through the shit that I
Yeah,
wrote,
go.
'cause you're right.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
And she gets another season. Go.
Crockett, introvert.
Introvert.
100%. She
Yep.
doesn't want to talk.
Yep.
I think she could be underestimated.
Will be
because of that.
underestimated. Yeah. Because
absolutely.
I put Lisa on all my teams, by the way. Lisa was one of my 9.
I think people are going to write her off because she's a little quieter, and I think she's going to take advantage of that because she's obviously like, something's cooking up there in her brain.
Yeah.
I think Lisa makes a deep run.
Yeah. Chaos Cass. 100%.
I said that Lisa is Emily from 45.
I could see this also. This is a very fair comparison also.
Emily and Cass both had like a disaster tribe to start.
Yes, a disaster
very funny.
tribe and a bad first impression upon that disaster tribe
Yeah.
that they grew from and then made their own game out of without anybody else. I do think Lisa does get eliminated because she makes an incredibly big move that she just can't ride out the momentum because people don't trust her enough afterwards.
Fun fact from Lisa's wiki page.
Please.
They'll have a list of common quotes if there's something that they say across multiple games.
Oh, okay.
Lisa's are whatever. What?
What?
Hello? And hello already.
Dude, I would love to watch Lisa play Survivor. Yeah. I'm learning this is one of my favorite Survivor archetypes.
Luann Louie.
Oh, this is an interesting one. She's the youngest player out there, yeah?
I believe that she is.
She's like
she
3,
is the
isn't
youngest
she?
person ever.
Put Yuvan Morozny on Survivor.
You've been on Survivor.
You're the youngest player. He's on the
I'm 4 years old. I think Luann is gonna have a tough time because they don't allow luxury items anymore.
They don't, yeah.
I think Luann is gonna go through withdrawal.
Yep, she very much is so.
Yeah.
You know what? I see her. I think if she got a loved one's visit, she could get a fire lit under her, but I don't see her making it that far to the loved one's visit or the letters from home.
Yeah, she's gonna get homesick out there. That's a really good point.
I could see a Luann quit.
A Luann quit,
I
can
see her following a similar game to Janu, honestly.
Wow.
In that, like, she's on the outs a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Her tribe is kind of disrespectful towards her, even.
Yeah.
And she just can't take the disrespect anymore. It's just not worth it for her anymore.
Luann's also very fast.
That's true.
She's the fastest kid in the league.
Cool.
You know what? Second, I think Pete Wheeler might be faster than
Pete
her.
Wheeler is the fastest.
Yeah. I think either Luann is like first boot or goes on a deep run. It depends who she's surrounded by.
Yes.
She's going to need someone to to support her throughout the entire game. If she does not find that person or those people, I think she's out very early.
I can definitely see a first boot, but I can't see a deep run. I do think that if she makes merge, she quits a few votes in.
I feel like Luann is going through withdrawals. She's fast like she just did a brick of coke that washed up on the beaches of Panama.
No
She's Shane
way
Powers.
you think she's Shane. I think this is the wrongest one you have so far.
No, I just did this one as a bit.
You know this is not Shane. I love Shane, and he's been robbed of another season since his time in Panama.
so true.
This is not Shane. I think it's a Janu situation.
I can see Janu. I can see like a Hannah 45.
Someone who quits for sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think this is a quit.
No, I think you're right. She probably
doesn't
does
get
quit.
another season because of it.
I was having trouble figuring out what to do with Luann, so I just went bit mode.
Yeah, let's just do a bit. Yeah, this is not Shane.
It did lead me to this fun sentence from the Survivor Wiki. Powers currently resides in Los Angeles under the watchful eye of his son, Boston.
He named his kid Boston. I forgot about
Powers.
that. Rocks. Shane, I want to meet you.
Shane, don't listen to this. Liz, can you get us in touch with Shane?
Liz, can you get us in touch with Shane, please?
Moving on to Maria Luna.
Maria Luna is another one I didn't pick often for my team, so I don't know much about her.
She loves pink.
Clearly.
Big fan of pink. This is Tony's daughter. She wants a pink chandelier. No, but she does do better on a pink team.
She does.
Her stats actually increase if her team's color is pink.
We rarely get a pink tribe.
I
remember there was one in Marquesas.
Yeah.
And that might be it.
Bion in Cambodia.
Oh, that's right. And
That might be it.
No, we didn't have a pink tribe.
We might get it in 50.
Did we get a pink tribe in San Juan del Sur?
No. She gets to Pablo Sanchez levels if she is on a pink team. So I think Maria has to like her tribe.
That's
She's
true.
got to like where she's at. She's got to feel a sense of team camaraderie. Otherwise, she's not going to be here for it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Survivor is a game designed to put you with people who you are going to clash with.
Yeah.
They're obviously, they want drama. It's reality TV. So I think Maria's just not going to do well. I think she's going pre-merge.
Yeah, but I see her being the vote right before merge. I'll be interested to see who you compared for Maria, because I can't quite think of one.
I think she's Wendy from Edge of Extinction.
Now that, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I liked Wendy a lot. In fact,
Yeah.
I wanted Wendy to win that season. Wendy
Wendy's
was
great.
so delightful, and I think she would have even brought a lot of validity to the Edge of Extinction twist.
Lord knows that twist needs it.
Oh boy. Hey, let's put it in Winners of War, why don't we?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Am I right, Liz?
Yeah.
Anyways, I could see it. I think she would be liked by fans, but I can't see her making it terribly far. I think she's a little too quirky to make it.
I agree. Yes, I think Maria's not gonna fit in with the typical Survivor tribe.
I would love to see another season of Wendy, but I don't see
Wendy.
another season of Maria.
No, I don't think Maria gets asked back. Next up, we got Marky Dubois.
Oh, Marky Dubois. Probably one of the biggest personalities on this whole list, Marky Dubois.
It's so true.
I feel like the lesser experienced person in the where just backyard baseballs land on Survivor community would say that Marky Dubois would play a very powerful game, but I disagree.
Why do you think the layman would think that Marky would do well?
I think a lesser person would compare him too quickly to JT.
A lesser person.
I think Marky would make very good first impressions, but I think he fumbles strategy so goddamn hard that he gets pre-merged.
He's kind of a dimwit.
Yeah, he
unfortunately.
just doesn't have the strategy to back it up.
He's a country boy.
Which helps with the survival aspects. I could see him being a provider.
He's a sweet, yes. Yeah, I can
And
see
I
him
think
providing
even in
for
like
sure.
early seasons,
He's
he would
gonna
do
find
very
rats
well.
to cook. I think he's a little bit clueless.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's a little bit clueless.
little bit.
He's a kid. I'm trying to be nice. I think Marky Dubois, I think we're looking at first boot.
Ooh. I think that he's a great social player and a stupid strategist to a point where I think if there's anybody with any brains on his tribe, they're going to try to keep him
I don't know
around.
that he's that great of a social player. Canonically, Marky Dubois has such an unrequited crush on Billie Jean Blackwood.
Really?
That if you put them on the same team, Marky's stats go up and Billie Jean's go down.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I said that Marky Dubois is chicken.
Chicken! Now that is a great comparison, I must say. That is chicken right there. You eliminate Marky, he's going, damn! I can agree with this. I can 100% agree with this.
Hell yeah. Marky does not get another season. Next up, we got Mikey Thomas.
Mikey Thomas is interesting.
Yeah.
He gets medevaced, right?
He eats bugs.
He eats bugs? No wonder he's a little
gonna do
sick.
that on Survivor, but yeah, he's always
This
sick.
is a medevac.
He is a medevac.
Yeah.
He is a medevac.
Keep it rolling, moving on. He doesn't get called
I
back.
had trouble finding a real life comparison. I went with Bruce from Panama.
Sure. I would even say
feel
like
that's the most health related issue coming in. No one really had something coming in that took them out, except Jackson in 42.
yeah.
But that's more. This kid's not on lithium.
true.
I don't know that there is a 1-to-1.
Okay, here let's take a crack at this. I think You have the wrong Bruce. Season 44, specifically.
Mikey cracks his head open
Mikey
seconds into the
gets
game.
an injury or something very early on, because that kid is frail. I think he sustains an early injury.
Yeah.
But we can agree he is a medevac. There's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. I think Bruce a bit more than Bruce.
Bruce over Bruce all day.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. Hot take alert.
Uh-oh. We haven't had any hot takes up to this point?
Genuinely, my heart is pounding a little bit.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to start with the comparison.
Okay.
And I'll just let you take it in.
You're framing this like it's a hot take, but this is a pretty reasonable take, I think.
Wow, okay.
These are the domineering figures of their respective media.
See, that's what I thought. I caught a lot of shit for this when I was
really
playtesting.
I think this is completely accurate because Pablo is a GOAT in challenges. He's loved by the cast. Iconic hat.
They're the face of the franchise.
Yes, and I think they have enough credit to back up why they're the face of the franchise.
Undoubtedly good at the game. One of the best.
Good at the game.
I think Pablo's not as good as people say.
Really?
Which is why I think that he might be Rob. Because Rob does well under very specific circumstances. I mean, of course, you're looking at these stats and you're like, how? How could he not be the best? Well, first of all, of course, Pablo can win.
Yes.
Pablo can win Survivor. Pablo can win baseball.
Pablo.
Whatever game he wants to play.
Listen, let's not mince words here. Pablo wins.
Pablo is a winner.
Yeah, and a returning player, and honestly, even a more than 2 times returning player.
Yes. Pablo gets a statue of his head put on the island of the idols.
Oh,
it's Pablo
absolutely.
and Angela Del Vecchio. I feel Pablo's not as good as people say, but I think it's important to look at the hidden stats.
Sure.
To back up my point, I have a Reddit post
Oh
from 3
my
years ago
God.
titled "Pablo Sanchez is overrated." You don't have to read this whole thing. I'm highlighting key points.
Okay.
He drops more balls than any other player in the game. There's a bunch of different stats. There's contact in batting, there's power, there's all sorts of different things.
Sure.
There's height. Height is a big one. Height affects their strike zone, how large or small it is, and it also affects what they can catch.
He is pretty
Sometimes
short.
The ball will go over him. He's very short. His catch box in the game's coding is smaller, making him a defensive liability.
Well, that's why you don't put Pablo on the defense. He doesn't work on the defense.
Well, he has to be on the defense. Everyone on the team has to be on defense in some form. He's never even been the best hitter on any of my season mode teams, which I've made tons of, by the way.
All right.
They go on to make an argument that Pete Wheeler is a more valuable player. I agree.
Sure.
I think Pete Wheeler is
I put both of these players on my teams often, Pablo and Pete.
Pete is faster than Pablo. I just think Pablo is great. He's very good.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's the GOAT. And most importantly, my opinion on this is totally valid.
Okay.
I went into the spreadsheet that has all of the hidden stats.
Okay.
And I added up all of Pablo's stats and all of everybody else's. And he's over 100 points better than the next best player. So you know what?
Holy
Fuck it.
shit.
Pablo's Tony.
Wow. Have we not considered that he might be more of a Sandra than a Tony if we're
Interesting.
counting a 2-time winner?
Interesting.
I'm just thinking in terms of 2-time winners.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I figured we had already given Sandra. I didn't stop to think
Well,
about Sandra.
you gave Sandra. I haven't. Who did you compare Sandra to again?
Angela Del Vecchio.
I don't agree. I think that's an Eliza.
Are you aware that Pablo does know English and pretends to speak only Spanish?
Yes,
Okay.
I've seen the Easter egg.
I feel like that makes him a walking spy shack.
That is true. I do still see him as more of a Boston Rob than a Tony.
This is not how I expected you to respond.
I'm
to the
sorry.
Boston.
I think he is.
Boston Rob is a bit.
Pablo would find love on the island.
You've convinced me.
Pete Wheeler, baby!
Wheeler, baby.
Woo! My
Wheeler.
goat, Pete Wheeler. I love this
Wheeler.
guy. This guy's dumb as rocks. This is Carson right here.
Yeah, he's a little dumb.
A little
Carter,
whatever.
Carson is the 3D printer.
If he's not Carolyn or Jam Jam, I don't give a shit. He's good in challenges, so I bet he'd make the merge.
And he's a sweet dude.
And he's a sweet dude.
He's a sweet dude.
I genuinely do think he's Carter. I think he gets like 6th or maybe 7th.
Here's a crazy thing.
What's
Here's
crazy?
A crazy take. I think Pete Wheeler might win Survivor.
Are you imagining like a Fabio style game for Pete?
I am imagining.
Wow! He is the dumbest kid out there.
Yes.
There isn't a doubt. I don't think he's smart enough to do it. Because there were a handful of times where Fabio did avoid getting the boot because he was the lesser of 2 strategists in whoever he was working with. He was always a target.
That's a good point.
But Pete, I don't think would ever be that much of a target.
Yeah.
I think they would get him out when it's the right time and maybe he becomes a challenge threat. But come on, can you see him winning Final Tribal? It would have to be the most bitter jury ever. To sell, he can't sell his game. He can't remember where he is half the time.
What do we think of a Gabler? Pete Wheeler thinks he's donating the money to veterans, but he just buys a bunch of Captain Crunch.
I thought you were going to say he donates it to a veterinary hospital.
I did consider Carter for Pete.
I'm sorry, I see it way more.
You might be right.
It's the lack of anything happening behind the eyes.
Yeah.
Fabio is naturally funny, and it takes brains to be funny. Pete is just a dope.
Pete is not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
You're right.
And like, don't get me wrong, that's my GOAT right there. I love him. He's one of the best. I put him on my team every time, but I think he's too dumb to play Survivor, and I don't think he gets another season, unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
it's a shame, but I just don't think he needs at least a little intellect to come into the game.
Reese Worthington.
I had him on my team a number of times, but what's he about?
I think he's going to have a tough time fitting in.
I could see it, yeah. I could see him finding his foothold, especially in the new era where people are given a much bigger chance initially. I don't really know how he leads. Does he lead with his intellect? Does he lead with charisma? I don't think he leads physically, but he might.
He does not lead physically. He is most known for being asthmatic, according to the wiki.
Are you about to compare this guy to Coach?
I did think about it, but I was like, the asthma is the only thing in common.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to be great in challenges. He's not going to be great socially. I think we're looking at an early boot.
I think so. I wish I had more to say about
No
him.
one goes out of their way for Reese, I think.
I don't think so.
He's going to be abysmal at challenge. I went with Brandon from 45 for Reese.
I even think, Brandon is notable in how bad he did at every step of the game. Yeah. I think Reese can fly under the radar, and just the moment he doesn't, he gets the boot. You know what? He does something that's like a bit out of his wheelhouse that builds his personality. Like he takes his shirt off. That's Reese's whole story, is that this is his first time outside.
Reese does not get another season.
He's probably the one I feel most neutrally about, or at least like the least confident in, because he's so normal. He's just kind of
I feel like Reese is a pretty unremarkable pre-merge boot, and for that reason, I think you could make like any number of comparisons.
Yeah. Who's next? Who do we got?
We got a spin-off alert.
Uh-oh! What are we playing?
We're playing Backyard Sports Baseball 2007
Baseball
for the Nintendo
2007.
GameCube.
All right, real quick. Albert Pujols, how does he do on Survivor?
Mid-merge.
Mid-merge, yep.
Yeah, if I have to compare him, it's Jeff Kent. So in Backyard Sports, they introduced 3 new kids. Arthur Chen, Samantha Pierce, and this kid, Joey McAdoo, who passes the silhouette test with the opposite of flying
I thought you were going to say he passes away.
passes away in a baseball action.
Man, there's like a cutscene or something where it's like, Joey, this one's for you. And there's a game-winning home run back to the hospital where it's like, Joey, you're not going to believe it. We won the... Where's Joey?
Who do you think gave you the ball? So Joey McAdoo is featured in the comic book Backyard Sports
there's
Handoff.
A comic?
So that's Arthur Chen in the back, ready to catch the ball.
Okay.
The kid holding the ball? Pablo Sanchez.
They made him black?
So in this comic book, they're playing flag football.
Clearly, yes.
Here's the synopsis. Pablo's new to football, but he already loves it. He's been practicing every chance he gets, memorizing plays, soaking up football knowledge, but when he gets on the field, his nerves get the better of him. He can't seem to get it right. When Joey hurts his ankle in the team's biggest game,
Joey McAdoo.
Yes, Joey McAdoo. Pablo has to take Joey McAdoo's place as quarterback. So what happens in this book is Joey hurts his ankle, Pablo has to take his place as quarterback, and Pablo's like, I'm so nervous, and Joey's like, I'll teach you. Joey teaches him plays, Joey sends him home with homework to read through the playbook and the other team's playbooks. So they're giving this freaking rando Joey McAdoo credit for the GOAT.
The thing that I'm more cross with about them retconning about Pablo is his race. I know there are so many kids growing up who felt represented by Pablo Sanchez. There must have been. It's a weird choice. Any amount of
sports franchise is like incredibly good with representation, especially being something from the late 90s.
Yes, and like that was like
incredible.
When it came to educational games, I'm a teacher, like I know this. When it came to educational games from those times, many of them, because they were developed in the late 90s, and it was a new growing practice, tried to aim for diversity because they knew that they couldn't control, like, okay, this game's only going to be sold in like the Midwest or it's only going to be sold in California or wherever. So they had to try to branch out for all kids and all races. It was a little more stereotypy back then.
Yeah.
But the initiative was much more there. Anyways, Joey McAdoink.
Oh yeah, who's Joey McAdoo? Who teaches someone how to play.
Let me pitch you this.
Yeah.
I think Joey McAdoo is a loved one's visit. Joey McAdoo is the assistant coach. Yeah, but Joey, unless he's like a big personality that gets brought in for a blood versus water type season with Pablo, does not play Survivor.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, you can't. He hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Joey is Courtney from One World.
Yeah.
Ricky Johnson.
Ricky Johnson. Ricky is another one I didn't have on my team terribly much, but I remember always liking him. He's another one of the very tall ones.
Yes, he is very tall. He's also a solid player.
Cool.
Not the best, not the worst, but I
Isn't
think he's
he
on the
kind of like a
upper half.
gentle giant? Isn't
He
that his
is a
thing?
gentle giant. Yes, he's very timid.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very shy kid.
Ricky definitely coasts through the pre-merge. People would come to him, he would provide, and he would get brought into an alliance.
Yes, I don't think Ricky has it in him to take charge of the game. I think the game sort of happens around Ricky, but he is very nice, very unassuming, and he's never going to turn on you, I don't think. And for that reason, I think he's a 0-vote finalist.
Yeah.
I don't like what I chose for Ricky. I went with Steven. I don't think so at all.
Whoa, no, way
no,
wrong.
I don't think so at all. I was stuck. I feel like I boxed myself into 0-vote finalist, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the 0-vote finalist that represents Ricky, I think might be Laurel from Ghost Island.
Oh, I think you're right, because I think it would be most interesting to watch Ricky have to break a tie.
The reason I chose Steven is because I feel like he knew deep down he should have cut JT at some point.
Yeah.
And just never did. But also he never had the chance.
Yeah. Ricky does not get another season.
No, Ricky does not get another season. We got Ronnie Dobbs.
Ronnie Dobbs. I did have him on my team a good number of times.
Oh.
I think Ronnie is going to be a love him or hate him type player.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think Ronnie is going to be controversial to a point where I could even see him becoming a villain halfway through the season.
Wow.
I think he's conniving.
Wow.
I think he might be able to pull numbers where you least expect it.
This is wild.
I could be wrong, but like Ronnie gives me the vibes of a player that's like we can get him out at any time. Like Ronnie is
Yes, I see that.
such a big personality and such a clear, not threat to win the game, but just hard person to play with. A lot of blind sides in Ronnie Dobbs' season to a point where I think he gets another season. I think Ronnie Dobbs gets another season, but walk me through your logic. I could be wrong.
we differ. He's always talking about how he wants to be treated like a big kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 4.
Yeah.
He's 4 years
He's
old.
the youngest person ever.
He's the youngest person ever. He wants to be treated like a big kid. Unfortunately, he just is not.
I know.
And I feel that people are not going to treat him with legitimacy. And I think because of that, I don't think he has much win equity. I think he goes like just early to mid-merge, and it's kind of uneventful.
I agree with you that he isn't going to be treated like a big kid. He just isn't. You're 100% right. He's not going to get a lot of respect at the top of the game.
Yeah.
So he's going to pull some crazy shit.
Interesting.
This kid is going to dump rice in the fire. This kid is going to burn shoes and socks. He's going to call people out. He's going to aggravate people. He's going to stir the pot.
I feel like he's just going to cry.
You got to recognize, when kids like Ronnie don't get the attention that they want, they fight for that attention.
Sure.
They do bad things to get that attention. He might blow up at a tribal council or something. I think Ronnie is such a big personality that is going to find his footing in the game by playing incredibly unconventionally. I think there's going to be a lot of debate over Ronnie Dobbs in the subreddit. What do you have? It's not going to be what I'm thinking, but what do you have?
I went with Will from Millennials Gen X.
Wow.
The story of Will is the story of someone who wanted to be treated like a big kid and let that insecurity cause him to make a move he did not need to make, and the next day he got taken out.
Sure. I see him kind of like Aaron in a way. Nobody thinks Ronnie's going to win.
Sure.
Ronnie's a GOAT. But he has a little sway. Like, he can be used in the right moments.
I like that.
And I said it at the beginning, I'll say it again. Ronnie does get brought back for another season.
I think they bring Ronnie back.
Because he's incredibly,
controversial.
he's a big personality, he's controversial.
People hate him, but you
And he cares about the game. He's
does care.
trying to win the whole time. He never phones it in until his torch is snuffed.
Ronnie is also a sibling, but we're about to talk about his sister, Sally Dobbs. We'll do the blood versus water after that.
Sure.
Sally Dobbs.
Sally Dobbs I did have on my team a lot. Sally Dobbs is a straight shooter. I see Sally doing very well. I don't know that she could sell herself at a final tribal. I think she could make it to a final tribal, but I don't know if she could sell herself at a final tribal.
Yeah. I think Sally, she considers herself a leader. She calls herself the boss. She always refers to the other kids as like her kids.
Ooh, that could work against her.
It could.
I hadn't considered that.
I think the other kids don't view her as a leader.
I don't think so. I don't think they do.
And so I think she's going to try and take charge of the tribe, and it's going to backfire. I think she might be an early boot.
No, you're right. I forgot that she was so devout to being a leader.
Yeah. I said that she is Natalie from David versus Goliath.
I have to agree, unfortunately. The boss, kind of a strong personality, a little demanding, thinks they know a bit better. It's a shame because I did very much like Natalie in David versus Goliath. I just am very sad we didn't get Natalie in Merge. We were very close. Sally does not get another season.
Oh, how do Sally and Ronnie do on Blood versus Water?
I think Ronnie lasts longer than Sally.
I kind of think so.
I think people are going to look at Sally and take the stats that you said and that she's a leader, she's more normal, she's more level-headed.
Yeah.
And takes Ronnie instead, who is the wild card, who can't beat them in challenges, who
Yeah.
thinks he has skin in the game, despite being a wild card. I think Ronnie does better than Sally, despite Sally having more of an adapt skill set for the game. Personality is a big part of this, and you can't change a lot of your personality.
You know what's interesting? There was never a brother-sister duo on a Blood versus Water.
Strange.
There were sisters and there were brothers, but never brother-sister.
Dude, get Natalie off my screen. I'm getting sad thinking about
Bummer.
her,
Next up,
her
we got
elimination.
Sydney Weber. Same as Dan Ash.
Yep.
Next,
Move. Stephanie Morgan.
She loves the game.
She loves the game.
loves
She studies
of
the game.
baseball. She loves the game of Survivor.
Very true.
Yeah. I don't think Stephanie plays a game that she's not in love with.
Very true. And I think she comes in prepared. Very prepared.
And she's very vocal about the fact that she loves the game. She talks about baseball all the time.
She's going to come in too vocally about how big a fan she is. I think she's going to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
To a point where she could be an early boot. She's going to make herself a threat.
I could see that. I think, she needs people to lock in with. If she's out there with other super fans, other nerds, which in the new era I think is very likely,
Very true.
then I think she'll find her people. But I think if not, it might just turn people off. I think Steph could go either way. I think she's either a super early boot or could go very deep.
I think she's going to find an early group that she locks in with. And I think she does make merge. And I think that group betrays her.
Whoa!
I think that group
fun.
votes her out and brings in someone less likely to win to replace her.
Wow.
Someone like Ronnie Dobbs. I think Steph gets dobbed.
Did she get Dobbs?
Steph gets dobbed.
Boston Dobbs?
Boston Dobb! Steph gets taken out by a big move. Arguably
Wow.
the biggest move of the game. And for that, I think she gets another season.
Wow, okay. I think Stephanie's biggest problem is going to be that she can't stop talking about Survivor.
Yeah.
I gave her a couple comparisons here.
Okay.
Because I think it could go either way, so I gave her a comparison for both ways. First one, I think if it goes poorly for her, I think she's Shireen.
I can see that, yeah.
Specifically Cambodia Shireen, where just she couldn't find people, got taken out so early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot Shireen was in Cambodia.
Yeah. And maybe in a world where she gets Dobbs, she goes in a Worlds Apart Shireen type way.
Perhaps.
Although, who is the Ronnie Dobbs of Worlds Apart?
Rodney?
Ronnie Dobbs! Ronnie Dobbs grows up to become an advocate for semen retention.
Yeah.
Anyway, poor Stephanie. We're talking about Ronnie Dobbs. In a world where things go well for Stephanie, I think she could be a Marianne.
Yeah, the only reason I can't quite see that is I think Stephanie is way more composed than Marianne. Marianne is like one of the most high on life players ever. An absolute like powder keg of positive energy.
All right, there's Stephanie Morgan.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Tony Del Vecchio.
Now, this is interesting. When you showed me Tony Vlachos earlier, I do genuinely think Tony Del Vecchio is our Tony Vlachos.
Oh my God.
I mean it.
You had said that you had a comparison for him in mind when we saw him on Angela's slot.
I did also think initially, kind of more personality-wise, of Rocky from Fiji. You know, like kind of a wise guy.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm thinking more Tony Vlachos now is that like Tony is cool. Tony's hold on.
cool.
Shut up. He's cool enough that he can make allies early on. He's not an instant target to all. He's an instant target to some, but he is not an instant target to all. Tony can lock in an alliance. That alliance will keep him around because he's their shield. He is a shield and he is a solid alliance member. But here's the thing. When merge comes up, Tony is playing for Tony, just as Tony was playing for Tony.
Yeah.
This guy is such a little sleaze. He will try anything. He doesn't care. I think Tony Del Vecchio is a winner.
Wow. All right.
Walk me through your process. You clearly don't agree.
I think he's got a big ass ego.
Sure does.
He thinks he's one of the greatest players in the league. He thinks he's God's gift to baseball, God's gift to Survivor.
Yeah.
He's not that great physically.
He's fine. Actually, I had him on my team a lot of the time. I think not great physically is kind of that middle ground you almost want to be in Survivor.
Sure. I feel like because he is so vocal about being great, that I think any performance from him is going to feel lackluster.
I know exactly who you chose
Really?
for the comparison. Pull up your last bullet.
Yeah. I think he's a mid-game, but...
You're describing him as Tokenshin's coach.
Oh, I'm not.
This is coach what you're describing.
not, but that's
great
really
physically,
funny.
big ass ego, mid-game boot.
That's very funny. That's not what I went with. I went with Rocky from Fiji.
What? I think that's just kind of the where he's from and the voice and like the style.
And I
Rocky,
think the way he carries himself.
I put this guy on the mound because this guy, what does he throw better than everybody else? A curveball, baby.
Oh my God.
This guy throws curveballs.
I think Rocky views himself in the way that Tony views himself, which is, frankly, better than they are.
That's very true, but we have to consider that we are bringing a player like this into the new era. I think a lot of new era players are much more metagamey, but for that exact reason, the other side of the coin, they're too trusting with those who they choose to trust because they think they're smart enough to see through the metagame trust and all that.
If we're doing new era, Tony is Rome.
Oh yeah, baby, not a doubt.
I don't think Tony wins.
I can see it. If it's not the new era, I can see it.
I think you need a level of self-awareness to win Survivor that Tony just lacks. Tony Vlachos is very self-aware.
Okay, that's
I feel
fair.
like knowing that you have to come into Winners at War and hang out at camp to lower your threat level is a very self-aware man.
All right, I'll give you that. Regardless of how he plays, I think Tony gets a second season.
Yes.
I could see him winning that second season. How about that?
Okay.
I think maybe you're right. Maybe he does need to learn from a few mistakes, kind of like Tyson style.
He has a Tyson-type win on Blood versus Water when they take out Angela.
Yeah.
I also, as a kid, thought that lollipop was a cigarette.
Oh, really?
It was one of the funniest reveals of my life when I finally worked up the courage to click on him because I was like, this kid's a smoker. I clicked on him. Yeah, he pulled it out. I was like, oh my God. That was, I think, the first visual gag I'd ever seen in my life.
I see.
Next up, we got Vicky Kawaguchi.
I think Vicky is smart, is competent, is not going to be taken seriously by anybody.
Interesting. I did a lot of digging into Vicky because I was so unsure what to do with her. And listened to what she has to say on the Meet the Players thing.
Sure.
She's got a lot of secrets. I've written down some of Vicky's secrets.
You've written down some of Vicky's secrets.
So Vicky was practicing ballet and stepped on the dog's tail.
Oh.
And she blamed Kenny. She said that he rolled over the dog's tail in his wheelchair. And
hey, that's fucked up. That's fucking mean.
And Kenny got in trouble, and she asks the player not to say anything about it.
Wait, what happens if we do?
Vicky also once threw up a grilled cheese and tomato soup and just hid it. She also punched this kid in her ballet class, this kid Wally Elderberry.
Vicky rocks, okay?
Yeah,
I like Vicky a lot.
She punches this kid Wally Elderberry.
I'm starting to think Vicky might be our Sandra.
Vicky, the kids have 8 lines that they say, and 3 of them for Vicky are secrets.
That's crazy.
She's devious.
Okay, first of all, I'm loving Vicky as a villain.
Yeah.
I'm loving villain Vicky.
Yeah.
This is not even a road I was ready to go down.
I think Vicky Kawaguchi makes a very deep run.
Deep run, bring her back 2, 3, 4 more seasons. Vicky's definitely not a fan favorite her first season. Give her 1 more, and she's the fan favorite.
I think we're looking at Suri.
Wow. This could be our Suri.
This could be Suri. Yes, Vicky also loves Wild Robot.
What?
The Wild Robot. Kiwachi. The Wild Robot.
We do have one more. We have Wally Elderberry.
What?
The kid that Vicky Kawaguchi punched.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, walk me through this. I have no idea what to expect.
There's a lot going on here.
Okay.
Wally Elderberry. Who is Wally Elderberry? He's not a playable character.
He looks like he has the silhouette of Dimitri.
I picked Dimitri here because I felt like he was the least distinct.
Fair. I probably wouldn't have recognized him had you not shown me him already.
I needed to make a silhouette.
Yeah.
Wally Elderberry, he's a kid in Vicky's ballet class.
First of all,
Here's what we do.
a kid named Wally in a ballet class doesn't happen often.
Doesn't happen.
You don't get a lot of boys in ballet.
Other than that, he is a mystery. This is bigger than Survivor.
I see. Let's spend another 30 minutes talking about this.
I would love to.
Okay.
So here's everything we know about
Oh my God!
Here's every quote about Wally Elderberry in the Backyard Games, because we never see him, but he is spoken about multiple times. The first one we've already talked about. Vicky Kawaguchi says, there was one time when I was in ballet class, and this boy, Wally Elderberry, came up to me and said, I like you. And I said, I think you're okay too. And I punched him in the arm.
Oh, okay. So already that made me believe that Wally said you're a dumb girl and you can't do ballet, and it was one of those
Right. Kenny Kawaguchi says, my best friend is Wally Elderberry.
This is crazy.
He takes ballet classes with my sister Vicky, but he's pretty cool. His mom makes him take classes.
I see.
That's what he says anyway. Maybe he'll come by later to play soccer, if his mom will let him. Also in Backyard Soccer, Vicky Kawaguchi says, one time my brother Kenny came to my ballet class, and this guy, Wally Elderberry, came up and said, hey Kenny, smells like pig penny. And then Kenny said, oh yeah? Hey Wally, smells like creepy crawly. And then Wally said, Kawaguchi, oochie coochie. And then Kenny said, elderberry, smelly hairy.
Kids are so mean.
There are no other mentions of Wally Elderberry.
Okay, hey, why does all the lore in this world center around Vicky and Kenny?
Who else has only associated with the Kawaguchis? What might Wally be short for?
The Weasel! Oh my God!
Weasel
That's
Berry.
Wally Elderberry!
In disguise.
Wait! That is a tall adult, and that has a crush on Vicky?
Is Wally Elderberry sitting on another kid's shoulders?
I can't, it can't be!
So I ask again, what does Walter Weasel want
with the Kawaguchis?
I think Kenny made fun of Wally in front of Vicky at ballet class. Vicky punches him in the arm, rejects his advances. I think Walter Weasel wants revenge. Something must be done.
This is crazy to me.
Something has to be done about Walter Weasel.
Before we move on, can we address the fact that in his poster it says in person? He's used to doing virtual meetings.
Interesting. Hey kids, meet Walter Weasel. What does it say in that little burst? 1 to 2 people. Is that how many are allowed
That says
to meet
1
him?
to 2 p.m.
1 to 2. I thought that said PPL.
No.
Live in a world where it says PPL.
All right.
Is that how many people are allowed, or how many people are in the costume?
That probably is how many people are allowed.
All right. Something has to be done, and that brings me to us.
Oh!
We know that something must be done.
Sure, yeah,
And
yeah.
yet, here we sit, doing absolutely nothing. We know a change needs to be made, a move needs to be made, and we don't do anything about it. We let the unthinkable happen. And until we do something about it, we are Mitch.
Oh my God! How dare you!
I think, I don't know how to end this, but I think that's it. That's
See ya!
He's Kyle.
He's Kyle, and together we've been
The Kyle High Club.